The Big Bang Theory. It's a funny show.
Who's Adam West?
But who's Adam West? Leonard, what do the two of you talk about after the coitus?
We're going to relive some of the show's most memorable moments.
What's going on?
It's not what it looks like. Oh, it's a tiara!
I love you so much.
Jim, hello. Hey, how are you?
And I'm here on set with the cast to get them to tell us their favourites.
I'm kind of a fangirl about this show.
And let us in on a few secrets.
I'm not a big Star Trek fan, so...
Are you excited?
I'm really excited. I'm a fan of the show.
Welcome to The Big Bang Theory. It all started with a big bang.
Boom!
Einstein and astrology, it all started with the Big Bang. It all started with the Big Bang.
This is the opportunity of a lifetime for a Big Bang Theory fan. Full access behind the scenes.
Oh, sequels, 2 shots, 3 shots.
And a chance to talk to the cast and crew to ask them the questions that we fans, by which I mean me, are dying to know the answers to.
All right, here we go. And background action.
Leonard, promise me that when our new waitress comes over, you will not start a complicated on-again, off-again relationship with her, because I'm very, very hungry.
It's such a simple idea. 2 geeky guys get a hot neighbour.
Guess I'm your new neighbor, Penny.
Leonard, Sheldon.
Hi.
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 And yet that simple idea has created a comedy supernova and one of the biggest shows in the world.
Wow, you really are a genius.
Not really. I Googled how to do that.
The show has some truly legendary characters.
In our ragtag band of scientists with nothing to lose, I'm the smart one, Wallowitz is the funny one, and Koothrappali is the lovable foreigner who struggles to understand our ways and fails.
Now, we all know these geeks and girls so well after 5 years that they hardly need any introduction. But what do the cast think of them?
How would you describe Leonard as a character?
Struggling?
1 tequila sunrise.
Thank you. You know, this drink is a wonderful example of how liquids with different specific gravities interact in a cylindrical container. Thank you.
And that's the what's fun about playing him. He's struggling to evolve.
You have destroyed my ability to tolerate idiots. Now come with me.
Where are we going?
We're gonna have sex.
Why? I mean, okay.
Sheldon's, first and foremost, a genius.
Are you familiar with meme theory?
I'm familiar with everything, but go on.
He's doing his best to stick to his guns of what he wants while having small moments of learning how to be a more normal human being, for lack of a better word.
And what kind of doctor removes shoes from asses?
Depending on the depth, that's either a proctologist or a general surgeon.
How would you describe Penny?
Adorable.
Look, guys, for the future, I don't mind killing the big spiders, but you have to at least try with the little ones. I love that she has become so sarcastic and funny.
The last morsel is called the Grangjai piece, and it is reserved for the most important and valued member of the group.
Thank you all for this high honor.
How would you describe Howard?
I would say a bit of a delusional Casanova.
May I say, Penny, not a lot of women could look as hot as you do with such greasy hair.
More confidence than is good for him, probably. Or maybe ignorance is bliss, I don't know.
We just got back from that exhibit of those plasticized human cadavers. And some of those skinless chicks were hot.
Raj is like the Tom Cruise of the sitcom world.
He is. It's the looks.
It's the... No, you know, Raj is the foreigner on the show. He's comes from India, New Delhi, India.
What? Just because I'm Indian, I can't be a Norse god?
No. Raj has to be an Indian god.
He's obviously pathologically shy. He can't talk to women without drinking alcohol.
Okay, look, this never happened. Do you understand me? Really? Still can't talk to me?
I think on the surface, Bernadette is your typical microbiologist, kind of nerdy.
In microbiology, the most exciting thing I get to work with is yeast.
But what I love about her is the fact that we've discovered these layers to her. She's kind of got a dark side.
Yes.
She's got a temper.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Well, you were always so nice to me. I thought maybe you liked me.
I'm nice to everyone!
So what you see necessarily isn't what you get with her.
If you and Leonard get back together, Sheldon and I will finally have someone to go on double dates with.
What about me and Howard?
Fine, we can double with you too. So insecure.
How would you describe your character, Amy?
She's straightforward. She's dedicated, and she also knows how to have a good time.
Oh, I know. We'll go to a Native American sweat lodge, we'll take peyote, roll around in the mud, and paint fertility symbols on Bernadette's naked body. So that's happening.
So I think she's a pretty well-rounded person, considering.
Yes, yeah, all things being.
The only person who signed my yearbook was my mother.
Aw.
Dear Amy, self-respect and a hymen are better than friends and fun. Love, Mom.
The Big Bang Theory has just hit an important milestone. 100 episodes. That's impressive for any show. The fans loved it from day one, but did the people who are actually making the show have any inkling that it would go on to be such a huge success?
Cold-blooded animal.
Chuck Lorre is the man who, along with co-creator Bill Prady, is responsible for the show. In the past 20 years, he's brought us some of the biggest shows on TV, including Roseanne and 2.5 Men.
What gave you the idea for the show in the first place?
It started with Prady telling me, Bill Prady, the co-creator of the show, telling me about his life in the 80s in New York as a computer programmer. And the guys he was hanging out with and working with were all brilliant guys, but they were entirely incompetent in all other aspects of life.
Oh, hey, guys.
Hey, sorry we're late.
Late? It's 7:05.
And you said the party starts at 7.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you start a party at 7, no one shows up at, 7.
It's 7:05.
And that struck us both as really funny and as a good starting place for a group of characters who are extraordinary, but were struggling to get on with the mundane task of living.
Why on earth are you telling me all this?
I don't know. Sometimes your movements are so lifelike, I forget you're not a real boy.
When you first wrote the pilot, did you have any kind of sense that it could go on to be as successful as it has been?
None whatsoever. No. When Johnny Galecki and Jim Parsons first read together, that was when we started to have hope.
Put this in the bathroom.
What for?
I need to measure my fluid intake and output to make sure my kidneys aren't shutting down.
I mixed pancake batter in this.
I auditioned twice and didn't get hired both times, and they did a pilot and didn't work.
We did the pilot twice. We had 2 chances to get this right.
And they revamped the script and made it different, and I came back in, and I guess it was all about timing. And I just knocked it out of the ballpark.
It was like, oh God, something's happening here. You could feel something special was happening. It was very apparent that it was better than we'd hoped for.
I knew it was a true ensemble, and that everyone was just fantastic. You could sort of sense where it was going to go, that it was going to kind of not be making fun of nerdy people, but sort of give them the voice, and make everybody else sort of the laughing stock.
Who's Adam West?
Wait, who's Adam West? What do the two of you talk about after the coitus?
The first night shooting, I think, is really in front of an audience is what cemented it for me, was because they knew the characters immediately and they pulled for them.
I'm sorry, do you speak English?
Oh, he speaks English. He just can't speak to women.
Really? Why?
He's kind of a nerd. Juice box?
The show ultimately is an underdog story, and people like to root for underdogs because everyone in their life has felt like an underdog.
What did I ever do to Jimmy Mullins in the 3rd grade? He still punched me in the face with my own fists.
That transcends cultures, religions, language. That's why it's such an international show. That's why it's popular all over the world.
Whether you're watching the show and saying, like, that's me, or you're watching it going, like, what's up with these guys? There's always something that everyone can relate to being an underdog at some point in their lives.
Hi, Amy. Can I talk to Penny?
A guest in my trundle bed and a boy at my door? I wish I could tell 13-year-old me it does get better.
These characters are very lovable. And I'm not talking about Penny, even though she's the most. But the guys, truthfully, I mean, these from day one, you just fall in love with them. But I feel like they've made nerdy and goofy kind of sexy.
I don't think it's the specific geekiness or science or Star Trek-y stuff, because none of us are really into that stuff in real life, and I know a lot of people that aren't, that love the show. So I think there's a human connection to feeling like an outsider or trying to figure out sort of the rules, the handbook of life.
I love that it's a show about smart people. I love that it's a show about the quirks of smart people and sort of the social dynamics of people other than the Beverly Hills 90210 friends, attractive people hooking up in different permutations kind of show.
Last night, I was strong-armed into an evening of harp music and spooning with an emotional Amy Farrah Fowler. This on a night that I had originally designated for solving the space-time geometry in higher spin gravity and building my Lego Death Star.
Don't go anywhere, because we've got more Big Bang action after the break.
I thought he would be killed off or something.
Everybody on the set's kind of crying.
I don't want to have to work with a child every week on this set, so no.
Welcome back to The Big Bang Theory. It all started with a Big Bang.
There's no denying that the gang on The Big Bang Theory get themselves into some peculiar pickles. Over 100 episodes, we've seen some outrageous behaviour. But what keeps us watching isn't the wacky antics, it's the relationships.
The friendships and romances on the show have grown and developed over the years. The guys have actually made friends with some girls. Howard grew out of his bromance with Raj and found love with Bernadette. Sheldon has a girlfriend, and Leonard and Penny, well, they're just Leonard and Penny.
It's been an interesting ride for these two. From their first kiss in episode 6 to their breakup in episode 59 to whatever it is they have now. It's been an on-off delight to watch. Forgotten the details? Here are the highlights.
New neighbor?
Evidently.
What about if you went out with me?
Yes, I will go out with you.
Leonard has no business being involved with a waitress/actress who felt so insecure that she lied to him about finishing community college.
What about that really long hug? What did that mean?
It means I wish you were coming. Leonard, you're back.
Yeah, I just stopped by to say,
Let's slide over to Sheldon's spot and make out.
You are a dirty girl. I love you, Penny.
Thank you.
So we're in two different places emotionally, so what? That's fine. No. In fact, it makes sense, because let's face it, I've been in this relationship 2 years longer than you.
This isn't fair to you, Leonard. I'm sorry. I screwed up. Leonard's a great guy. Never should have broken up with him.
What's going on?
Oh, it's not what it looks like.
Penny, do you have plans for dinner?
Why, you guys going somewhere?
No, I mean just you and me.
Have you thought this through?
Yes, and I think we should go anyway.
I think if I could choose, I would love them to end up together at the end of the day. Not anytime soon, but you know how relationships are. They go on and off. You date someone, you break up, you become friends, your friends deal with it. Like, it's kind of because they're so close too, so it's always going to affect everyone. So, you know, I like the ride that the writers are taking them on. I think it's really fun, and I think it's real.
I have a real soft spot in my heart for those two, and I think they are the loves of one another's lives. They just don't have it together in other areas of their life. There's a real visceral thing between the two of them, and they both just have a whole lot to learn.